The Leaders Coach podcast is about connecting leaders to an identity that will help transform their leadership by engaging in conversations that lead to opportunities for growth, authenticity, and vulnerability. As we're unlocked, we simultaneously empower others to live and lead unique and authentic lives. Let's go deeper. Welcome to the Leaders Coach podcast with Dr. Shanita Brown. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Leaders Coach with Dr. Shanita Brown. I hope you guys have had a fantastic week. I hope whatever it is that you are hoping for, you're praying for, you're believing for, you're working hard for, that you are seeing the fruits of your labor. I really hope that's working out for you. Hey, I'm excited. We started season 3 last week. And so if you have not heard episode 1 of season 3, I want to encourage you to go and listen. This season, we're going to be talking about self-awareness, what that means, and we're going to be looking at different aspects of self-awareness because as leaders, it's important for us to lead ourselves well. So therefore, we can help others lead themselves well. And so my pathfinders, you are pathfinders, you are leaders. This is what you do. You help other people, you show other people the path, you show other people the way, you help people navigate through things that are or travel through unknown areas. That is what we do here at the Leaders Coach. We are pathfinders. And not only that, we are leading the way. And so I'm excited about episode 2. I'm excited about this entire season. We have some phenomenal guests that are going to come, some people that are experts in their fields, and you guys are going to hear some really, really good things. And so make sure you are aware. Look at that. Make sure you are aware. You're keeping up with us. You're following us on our social media. That is the Leaders Coach Pod on Instagram, the Leaders Coach Pod on Instagram. You guys can also hit us up on our website, theleaderscoachpodcast.com. You guys can email us at leaderscoach@ShanitaBrown.com. You guys can follow me on my personal social media. That's Dr. Shanita _Brown. You can find Dr. Shanita _Brown on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, or what they call right now X. There is another Dr. Shanita Brown out there, so make sure you're following the right Dr. Shanita Brown. So what I'm going to start doing this season is this. I want to involve my pathfinders in what it is that we do. So those who've been rocking with me for 3 seasons, y'all, we've made it to 3 seasons. And not only 3 seasons, on February the 26th, that's a few weeks from now, February the 26th will mark 1 year that the Leaders Coach podcast has been birthed. 1 year, and so I'm super excited about that. I'm looking for some really exciting things to do for that week's show. 1 year, y'all, February 26th. I remember when this was on my heart to do years ago, and just to see just the 1 year, 3 seasons, 1 year. That's just phenomenal, and just the support and the guests and all of the things. And so we're gonna have a birthday party, a 1-year birthday party for the Leaders Coach podcast, and I'm just so honored and humbled that we're still here. I know some people may think it's a year, like a year, that's nothing, but a lot of people don't know all of the backstory or the background and all those things. A year sometimes can seem a long time, right? So we're here. So we're going to celebrate. And the only way Pathfinders celebrate. So you guys be looking out for some ways that you can join in with us and help us celebrate this 1-year anniversary of the Leaders Coach podcast. So on my social media page and also on our Instagram at the Leaders Coach Pod, you guys will see I put out a post that says that you guys know we have the segment What Inspired You, and so I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear your stories on the podcast. And so you guys always hear what inspires me, but I want to hear what inspires you. So if you would like to share weekly, if you want to share every day. I don't know how you want to share, but please email us at leaderscoach@ShanitaBrown.com, or you guys can just comment on the post, and we want to be able to share this time with you because I believe that your story will inspire, encourage, and empower others. So, will you join us on this initiative, Pathfinders? Will you join us by sharing with us what inspired you? So, therefore, we can share it. You can share it with the world. We overcome by the word of our testimony. And so, join in with us as we are celebrating. This month, not only are we celebrating this month, but we're just trying to do some new things to engage everyone, because you guys are listening. I see we see the numbers, and so we want to engage you all in what it is that we're doing. And so you guys know how it is. We're going to go ahead and get into our first segment of the day, and that is the question of the day. That is the question of the day. And so let's go ahead and pull up this question. If you have to sing karaoke, what song would you pick? And those who know me, you already know what song I will choose, because it's my to-go-to song every time I do it. And that song, well, I will say it depends on the audience, but honestly, it's the to-go-to song anyway. And that song is Lauryn Hill, "Do Wop That Thing." Lauryn Hill, "Do Wop That Thing." It says, I would see, man, should I give y'all a little taste of it? You know what? I think I'm gonna give y'all a little taste of how that would go when I'm at karaoke. And so I'm gonna give y'all a little taste. It's been 3 weeks since you've been looking for your friend, the ones you let hit and never called you again. Remember when he told you he's about the Benjamins, but you act like you didn't care? Then you give him a little trim to begin. How you think you really go pretend like you wasn't down when you call him again? Plus friend. Now, let me stop right there. I'm going to stop right there. That's just a little bit. If you want to hear more, you got to see me at karaoke. And I love karaoke. So that's one of my to-go-to songs. And then, of course, as people say, oh, we want you to do it again, I try to find some other songs. But that is definitely my to-go-to song. That is "Do Wop That Thing" by Lauryn Hill. And honestly, I always, I got this dream one day. I got this dream. I don't know. It's in my heart to do. One day, whenever there's a tribute to Lauryn Hill, I would love for them to say, my rap name, people know me as Nita B. I would love for them to call me up. Nita B, we want you to do that "Do Wop That Thing" song tribute to Lauryn Hill. Oh my God, I think that would be, I will probably fall out. I was like, yes. That's something I would do for free for sure. And so just never know. That's on my bucket list. You just never know. And so I am believing that for myself. And so will you believe that for me too? I appreciate y'all. All right. So that was that. So we started a new segment last episode. So we started a new segment during season 3, and that segment it's called Leadership Quote. Go back to episode 1, listen to why I decided to add this segment to the show. Go back and listen, and you'll find the information there. And so again, this is Black History Month, so I'm going to use Black leader quotes, Black leaders, whether they're Americans, whether they are Venezuelans, whatever, just black quotes, Black leader quotes for this month, and then we'll mix and mingle later on, okay? And so this quote is by our president's wife, or our ex-president's wife, and that's Michelle Obama. And she says, when they go low, we go high. When they go low, we go high. And after this week, what's going on in our world, it's just, sometimes it's just hard. But us as leaders, us as pathfinders, we can't get so caught up in what's going on that we lose track of the path that we are on, because there are people behind us that are following us. And so when they go low, we go high. And so it's a simple quote to me. It's self-explanatory, and sometimes it's so hard not to go low when people are consistently going low. But there's also a saying that says, if somebody's trying to pull you down, they are already beneath you. And so when I hear that quote, I think about, like, if I were climbing a mountain, climbing a mountain, and somebody grabs my ankle and they're trying to pull me down. Guess what? They can only pull me down if they're already beneath me, right? And so think about that aspect. When people are trying to pull you down, when people are constantly going low and hitting low blows and different things like that, just remember that you are above them. And that above them does not mean that you're better, but it means from a for me, this is how I see it. It just means from a standpoint that I'm just not going to engage in it. Some things you just don't have to give your energy to. And I think as pathfinders, we have to learn that, because we're constantly giving out so much of ourselves. You don't have to answer every call. You don't have to answer every text. You don't have to respond to everything. Protect your energy, protect your peace, protect your vibe, your aura, protect those things. So when people are constantly going low, 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 let them go low by themselves. And remember, when they go low, you go high. And as much as that's not always easy to do, because sometimes we get tired of taking the high road. But remember, you're not doing it for you. You're doing it for who you're wanting to become. Because when you scoop low to their level, guess what? They become the puppet master, and you're the puppet. Because now they're like, oh, I know what to do. I know what to say now to control them, to control the way they're thinking, their emotions, their decisions. No. I'm going to stay rooted, right? I'm going to stay anchored. I'm going to stay grounded. Even if you have to take a few minutes back, you just have to before you respond, because it gets tough. I'm not speaking from a place that it does not get tough. But it was a few weeks ago, we had our our senior banquet for the seniors at my school. And my message was, the speech that I gave them was, life does not get easier. You become stronger. So when people are going low, it's just pruning things out of you. It's pruning your responses. It's pruning those things out of you. So therefore, you just become stronger. It goes back to what we talked about last episode about self-awareness, right? Being aware of how you're thinking, feeling, and choosing, and being able to consciously recognize and understand your own thoughts, your own emotions, your behaviors, your motivations, as well as those that, as well as how you affect others. It's self-awareness. So with that being said, when they go low, what are we going to do? We're going to go high, because it's so much, it's way more than just about us. It's about how we can help other people navigate through the same path that we're going, because we're clearing the way, we're being examples, because that's who we are as pathfinders. All right, next one is root check. Woo-hoo. I love this one, because if the fruit is off, the root is off, right? So this is another segment we started. If the fruit is off, the root is off. So we're going to talk about different aspects of the emotional health, belief systems, identity, traumas, mindsets. So what is your leadership rooted in? And so last week we talked about from an emotional standpoint. This week we're going to talk about belief systems. Now I'm not going to get too deep into this, but we're going to talk about some belief systems. And so what is your leadership rooted in? Because again, if the fruit is off, the root is off. And so this is a question that I want to give you. And that question is, what lie have you believed this week that is keeping you from moving in God's truth? And again, a lot of my background is Christianity. So you're going to hear me speak a lot from the faith leadership, right? And so what lie have you believed this week that is keeping you from moving in God's truth? I'm going to let you think about that for a little bit. How is this lie showing up in your life? Are you aware of it? Are you aware of the source that it's coming from? Are you aware of the triggers? Are you aware of the experiences that it's coming from? Got another question for you. Maybe you believe that you can't do something and you are allowing that lie to make decisions for you, right? So what lie have you believed this week that is keeping you from moving in God's truth? How is that showing up in your life? And are you aware of it? So the question I want you guys to think about is, what is your belief system rooted in? If you don't know what your belief system is rooted in, if you don't know or you're not conscious of or aware of the lie that's in your mind, look at the fruit it's showing. Oh, that's good. Look at the fruit that you're bearing. Look at the fruit. Maybe the lie saying you can't do this, you're not capable. Nobody's going to read the book. Nobody's going to believe this. Nobody's going to support that. Maybe that's the lie that you're believing. And because you're believing that lie, the fruit of it, of that root is you're unmotivated. You're not going to do it. What if they, so you see, so if you don't know what the lie is or where it's coming from, look at the fruit. All right. So I want you to think about that. We're going to circle back to that in our next episode. What lie have you believed this week that's keeping you from moving in God's truth? That's good. What is your leadership rooted in? If the fruit is off, the root is off. You guys, also the leaders coach. I am also a leadership coach. I develop leaders. I develop corporate leaders all across, it's not the United States, but I also have clients that are out of the state, that's out of the country. And so you may say, hey, Dr. Brown, I need help identifying what is that lie that I'm believing? What is that lie that I'm constantly living from, that experience, that place that I'm constantly living from? You know what? I can definitely help you. You guys can go to my website, ShanitaBrown.com. And as you are going toward the middle, you'll see, hey, I need a coach. I need a coach to help me navigate these things. So therefore, I am able to live and lead from an authentic place. I am able to live and lead from a purposeful place. And I can help you do that. Again, go to my website, ShanitaBrown.com. You guys can check out our testimonials. Just great things. And so I do leadership coaching. If that's you today, hey, check us out and see how we can help you navigate those things to help uproot those lies that you are believing, that untruth that you are believing, to what's keeping you from showing up in your life the way that you desire to show up. All right. So that gets us down to our last segment. What inner work inspired your outer impact? And so that's the one that's called What Inspired You, what I was talking about earlier. Again, we want you to join in with us. What inspired you? I want to hear from you, Pathfinders. What has inspired you? And so what is that inner work that inspired your your outer impact? That's what it is, because we do this inner work. We don't do it for ourselves. We do it for, we do it for ourselves, but as a result, other people benefit from the fruit of our labor, right? From the fruit of our labor. It's so, this week I was talking to a group of students at the church, and I was talking about Habakkuk, when I believe it's Habakkuk chapter 2, when he was talking about, hey, look, God, all this stuff is going on. And God said, write the vision, make it plain so that another runner can go and run with it. And so, but know that it's not going to be delayed. It's going to show up at the appointed time. At the appointed time. So I want to encourage you, Pathfinders that are listening, when you are doing the inner work, when you're putting in the time for your business, when you're putting in the time and the effort for things, and you're looking like, hey, this, what I'm looking for, the benefits of this, it's being delayed. Know that it's going to come at the appointed time. So your inner work, what you're doing, is not in vain, because it is making an outer impact. And people are seeing it. And not only are people seeing it, God is pleased with the work that you're doing. Okay? Because if you didn't have the vision, and when you weren't working the vision, guess what? People won't benefit from it. How do I know? Let's go to this is Black History Month. So Harriet Tubman, right? If she didn't have the vision to do the Underground Railroad, to help slaves escape slavery, then guess what? We are beneficiaries and recipients of her vision. It came at the appointed time. So know that whatever vision you have, whatever it is, it's going to come at the appointed time. Okay? So don't get discouraged. Don't give up. Keep your head up. So how do I know it's coming at the appointed time? It could just be the very small things, because this week what inspired me this week. So, again, like I told you, these are my students at the school. This is their senior year, been their leadership teacher since their 9th grade year. And so sometimes in my off period, I'm working, doing other things. So at this particular time this week, I was actually on the phone, and here they come knocking at the door. And I said, hey, hold on, give me a minute. I'm on the phone. Cool. So, that group left. Another group came. I said, hey, I'm on the phone, give me a minute. So I probably stayed on the phone 25, 30 minutes, just meeting with the person. And so when I got off the call, finished up my email, and I walked outside, I opened my room door, I walked outside, looked to the left, and there were like 6 or 7 students sitting in the hallway waiting for me. And I was like, what is going on? I told you it's going to be a minute. After a while, I would have probably left and went back to wherever it was that I was coming from, but they waited there. And so the impact for me was that it is that people want to be around me. And because you have some people just don't want to be around, right? And you got some people, they just always want to be around you, right? But the point that I'm making is it's the energy, the aura, the light that I bring that attracts them, that wants them to be around me. So that inspired me to continue to work on my inner self, because it is producing an outer impact, and that outer impact is showing in what it is that these students are doing and how they're showing up, not just outside the classroom, but for themselves. Like, hey, Dr. Brown, we want to be around. Like, they tell me that all the time. Hey, Dr. Brown, we just want to be around you. And so that inspired me, because as students are growing, especially, y'all know how it is, y'all have had kids, as they are growing, they don't want to be around you. They want to do their own thing, but for them to still want to be around me, that inspires me. That's something that I'm doing on the inside. Come on, somebody. It's making an outer impact. And so I want to encourage you guys with that. What is it that inspired you this week? What inner work are you doing that's producing an outer impact? All right. So I want to hear from you. Again, let me know. You guys can email us at leaderscoach@ShanitaBrown.com. Or as I said, go ahead and comment on the post, or you can DM us. We want to hear from you. All right. So that brings us to our topic of the day. And that is, what actually drives you? So again, we've been talking about self-awareness. So this time we're going to be talking about values awareness, right? Values awareness, because I want to give you guys a good foundation about walking in self-awareness. This is going to forever be a development that we're going to have to continue to grow in. None of us have arrived, but the whole ideal is to have an awareness, a consciousness of how you're moving, how you're thinking, how your behavior affects other people, and not only how your behavior affects other people, how does it affect you? All right. So one of the things that we do is, when we are making decisions or choices or our belief systems, it comes from what we value. Okay. So again, self-awareness is that conscious ability to recognize and understand your own thoughts, emotions, behaviors, and motivations, along with how these affect yourself and how they affect others. Okay. So what's driving you? Okay, so what is value awareness? According to the definition, value awareness is the conscious recognition of core principles such as integrity, compassion, or growth that drive your behaviors, decisions, and emotions. It acts as an internal compass for authentic living, improving self-awareness, increasing life satisfaction, and helping to manage stress by aligning actions and personal beliefs. Okay, so your values are the cornerstone on which your life and your identity is built. So if you want to be more aware, more conscious of what's driving, if you want to be more conscious of and understand your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors, check your values. Check your values. So what are values? Values are those things that are important to you. Okay, that's pretty much what it is. It's what's important to you. Those are values. Okay, so what is important to you? Because what's important to you, your life and your identity will be built around it. Okay, and this is going to be important because if what's important to me and I'm building a life around it, then I really, so for example, some people are just all about themselves. They're selfish, right? And so they build a life around selfishness. So what do? They have people around them in their lives that they always pulling from, that they're always getting things from, right? Because that's what they value and that's what they've created in their life. They've built their life and their identity on selfishness, right? So taking the time to self-reflect and consider your values will bring clarity to your life and ensure that you stay on track to what matters most. Okay, so when you are focused, when you have an understanding of your values and you're aware of those values, you will have a greater sense of well-being, improved decision making, stronger relationships, enhanced self-awareness, as well as reduction in stress levels. Okay, so the question is, what matters to you the most? What do you strongly believe in? Which activities bring you joy? These are topics that you have to sit with yourself and begin to explore. So what's important to you? Values do shift and change. You have core values, and those core values are what makes you you. Those are the things that's those non-negotiables, right? But as you grow in your life, as you're a parent, as you're a wife or a husband or your job or whatever the different relationships, values do sometimes change because what becomes important to you becomes different. So if you once it before you had kids, maybe what was important to you was your alone time, right? Was your space. But then when you had kids, your values changed, made it change a little bit. You probably still wanted your space, but now what's important to you is I got to spend time with my kids. So me spending time with my children, that's going to mean that they're going to be in my space. So now me enjoying my space and wanting my space may not be as important to me. It's still important, but right now what trumps more is me spending time with my kids. So I'm going to allow them in this space because that trumps me spending time with them, trumps me just wanting my alone time all the time. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense what I'm saying. So again, values change throughout your life, but those core values should remain the same. Those character traits, those are the things that should remain the same. Okay, so once you have discerned your values, it is vital to align them with what you do. I tell my young people this all the time, especially when they're looking for careers because they're seniors. Then I work with young adults and they're getting ready to start their careers. Make sure that you understand your values. So therefore, when you are looking for a career, your values and their values are closely aligned. Because if not, what will happen is you will forfeit your job for your values, or you will forfeit your values for your job. Okay? And it's hard to live in accordance with your values and make decisions based on your beliefs when you have two different value systems that you're trying to live from, whether it's your job, whether it's your own personal values, whether it's your relationship values. Know what your values are because it's going to be very important, and that is a part of self-awareness. Living in alignment with your values brings numerous benefits to your professional and your personal life. So understanding these values are crucial because it provides clarity on what's important. It goes back to what I was talking about with the parent. You wanted your space and now you got your kids. And so what's important provides clarity on priorities. It increases self-awareness. It helps you understand and achieve these values. It helps you to understand these strengths and these weaknesses. Okay, it enhances decision-making skills. Come on, somebody. We got to make better decisions. Being aware of your values that are most important to you will serve as a guide when it comes to making difficult decisions. Oh my God, I can't say how much this is true. A part of being a leader, part of being a pathfinder is being decisive. And when it gets difficult to make decisions, because sometimes life just happens and it's hard to make. Sometimes these decisions just get hard to make, but if you have an understanding of your values, those core values, those character traits, that thing that makes you, you can align those difficult decisions. Does this align with my value? Does this align with me being integral? Would this compromise my integrity? Would this compromise my growth? Would this compromise my family? These are things that you can think through to help you make the best decisions for your life. Okay? Values are the guiding principles that shape our beliefs, behaviors, and decisions. They define what we stand for and prioritize in life. So by understanding and identifying your values, you gain clarity with who you are, what you want, and you're able to achieve the goals. This is the decision-making process simplified. So even if you have to write your values down, what do you believe? And when it comes down to making those decisions, I can't say enough, because decisions sometimes are hard to make. Sometimes we make decisions from a place of loneliness. Come on, somebody. Sometimes we make decisions from a place of fear. Sometimes we make decisions from a place of not being clear on what we want, or not wanting to look crazy, or I don't know. But understand what your values are. So therefore, it helps you become aware on your priorities, increasing your self-awareness, and helping you make those decision-making skills. Now, what I want you guys to do, this is going to be your homework. It's going to be your homework for next time. I want you to identify your top 5 values. Well, you know what? Let me make it easier. Top 3 to 5 values. 3 to 5 values, okay? 3 to 5 values, okay? And I want you to work through these this week. Don't say, oh, I know what I value. And you say that, but then your decisions don't look like what you value. Come on, somebody. Don't say that and you don't consistently live for those values. Your values change based on life changing. No, what is it that you value? So for me, because it's like I want to hold you accountable, I'm going to hold myself accountable. Authenticity is one of my top values. Faith, integrity, and empowerment. So those are things, because even when I'm working with students, I'm working with people. Let me be with some students. Come on, I'm going to be honest, because this is my podcast, right? And sometimes some kids do some stupid stuff, but I always try to leave, even they do stupid stuff, they act crazy. I always try to leave with them still feeling empowered. Like they know they wrong. They feel the sting in their behind, but they still are empowered to do better, to move forward, because that's something I value, right? My faith. Oh my, even with certain friendships, relationships, jobs, even in my, it just in my life, my faith is strong to me. That's what I value, right? My authenticity, baby. Can't nobody beat me being me. I love me because I've worked hard to be this version of myself. And as I am continuously becoming more and more who I was created to be, authenticity is important to me. I don't, no, that's a value of mine, baby. Authenticity is important to me. Faith is important to me. Integrity is important to me. And empowerment is important to me, because my values guide my leadership. Okay. And I want your values to guide your leadership. You may say, Dr. Brown, I don't lead an initiative. I don't lead anything. Leading yourself, right? So your values guide yourself, right? And so identify your top 3 to 5 values. And then this week, as you have to make decisions, filter your decisions through them. Filter your decisions through those values, baby, because what we're doing is we're creating self-awareness. Greater level of self-awareness. And as I said, we're going to have so many guests coming in that's going to teach us more about self-awareness, what that looks like, how we can lead ourselves, because last season was transformation, baby. So we've been transformed. Now it's time, as we've been transformed, it's time for us to become more and more aware of who we are, what we do, how we think, how we feel, what we choose, and how we affect others. Until next time, you guys, make sure you keep up with us by going to our website, theleaderscoachpodcast.com. You guys can hit me up at ShanitaBrown.com. Again, we want to hear from you. We want to hear what has inspired you. Make sure you mark February the 26th on your calendar. That's that 1 year of celebrating the Leaders Coach Podcast. Until next episode, y'all be blessed. Stay up. God bless you. This has been the Leaders Coach Podcast with Dr. Shanita Brown.